So I have a question for you. How can you become a day maker?
I love that you're asking me this. Oh my goodness. So for listeners, now I'm going to start blushing just remembering this story. This was not too long ago. Unfortunately, a tree in the backyard. I live in a brownstone in New York that the buildings face each other and we have this backyard area. And this tree must have been unhealthy or partly dying because it needed to get chopped down. Yeah, and all day long there was the hottest guy. He eventually was 95 degrees and humid. So at the start of the day, it was just this crazy watching this guy like climb this huge tree and start grappling with how to bring this tree down again with all condolences for the tree, which I'm very sad that it's gone. This guy was such a day maker. By the middle of the day, he had no shirt on. He's like, has an 8-pack. He's glistening in the sun. But not only that, at all of us who had a view had kind of stopped what we were doing. The neighbors across the backyard had a cup of coffee and their camera in hand. They're talking to this guy all day. This guy turns and looks and starts waving at the babies down below. He'd turn back and look toward my office and give me a smile and a wave. And I just couldn't believe how this one person doing his job, but he was doing it with so much joy and enthusiasm. And he's got to know how smoking hot he is too. Let's be real, that he was just living it up and he was having so much fun with his job that it stopped so many of us in our tracks. I only wish I would have canceled all my calls and just watched the view. And so I even ran, you probably heard me say this in the podcast episode, but I even ran down the hall. I said to my husband, Michael, you got to come see this. And Michael
Now, what
looks
did
out the window
Michael
and
think of this?
he goes, just when you think you're safe in your own home. Like here I was with this incredible view. And so I call this guy the day maker because he just created this force field of joy around himself, even though, again, I'm sad for the tree. It had me stop what I was doing. It had me laugh. It had me smile. It had the people across the way doing the same. And it got all of us talking and just made our day. It was such a memorable experience. And so that I did an episode on this of how can you be a day maker in your work and not just do your job, but delight in it and get other people to smile. And similarly, on the other side of the coin, you could be a day breaker where you're grumpy and complaining and draining. And nobody wants that. I know nobody listening to this wants to be a day breaker, but the question is, can you be a day maker? Can you not just be a neutral in terms of the energy that you give, but can you actually harness your strengths and your joy to be magnetic and to have this mission of making people smile in whatever it is that you're doing?
I'll tell you, that really sticks with me. Now, I don't have an 8-pack and I can't bring down a tree, but I definitely can do things to help bring joy to other people.
Yes.
And, I was telling you before, I live in DC and I was spending 1 week in New York last week and it was hot. Oh, girl, it was hot. But I was working at this incredible opportunity at CBS, anchoring their stream. And I remember, and now I didn't know the word daymaker, but for some reason, I thought, I'm so happy and I'm so grateful for this opportunity that I am going to approach everyone like there are rainbows shooting out of my eyes.